Hey guys, today I'm gonna try and make a game within 20 minutes. I might go over to maybe half an hour, but I'm gonna aim for 20 minutes. It's gonna be a 2D game for mobile. Um, let's see how it goes. So we'll start off with creating a new project, and then I'll tell you guys a little bit about the idea. So it's gonna be a jetpack type game. So if you click on the left side of the screen, the player will rotate, and if you click on the right side, the player will boost up with the jetpack. And then you'll just be trying to avoid bombs, and you'll see how far you can get up. So that's a basic idea for the game. If I have time, I might add some power-ups in there and all that type of stuff. But yeah, I just wanted to challenge myself today and see how far we could get. So what did I name it? I wrote down the idea for the name. Oh yeah, I also I also have some sprites here that I'm gonna be using. I set these up before making this video just to make it a little bit easier. So I found these two online, and it's just a turtle with a jetpack and a spike ball. So I'm gonna be using these assets, and after I saw the turtle, it's like it would be pretty cool if in the future, if you guys like this game, and in the future I want to make it like an actual game, I think it'll be pretty cool to have jetpack pets, and then you can unlock different characters with different pets and all that type of stuff. So let's go ahead and create this. Alright, so as you can see, this is a new project. We don't have anything, and think we're ready to get started. So let me just set a timer on my phone for 20 minutes. So as you can see here, I don't know if you could see the time as well, but it's 2:58. Gonna set a timer for 20 minutes. Let's wait, I'll do this on camera. Let's start. Alright, so first thing I want to do is create a new folder for the sprites. Should have made that plural, but that's okay. So now we have those. Let's make a new folder for scripts. And let's just drag our player in here. We'll name him player. Let's give him a rigid body. And this is going to allow him to have gravity and all that type of stuff. Let's see, what else do we want? I guess we can start on the script here, call it player controller. And then wait for this to load up. Probably should have had this loaded up before I started the timer. Alright, let's create a private rigid body. Oh no. I need to detect how to get the mouse click, but I forgot how to do that. Let me search it up. So what this is going to do, while the mouse button is down, it's going to rotate by 5 every second or millisecond or whatever. Let's see if that works. So we're going to come over here to our player, click and load, and we're going to drag this here. So now when we click, he rotates a little bit. Alright, let's see, we also want a camera script. So the new position will be always being set to this position, and this position is increasing by whatever we want the speed to be. Let's say this is 5 too. Okay, let's see how this works. Just to see if that's working, I'm gonna turn off the gravity for our player, so now we can tell if the camera's moving up. It won't be because we didn't attach the script. Come on, please. Okay, now let's see if the camera's moving up. I believe it is, but it's just moving very slow. I don't know what's going on there. That's something that we'll figure out at a later date, I guess. I don't really know what to do about that. So to make the player move, we'll say we need to add a force. We'll say transform. Sorry. Actually, yes. Maybe? Alright. So now let's see what happens when we click our right click button. Where'd he go? I think I know kind of what is happening. So we can't see him because we're setting the camera to the same position as the player, so you won't be able to see him. Let's see if that works now. Alright. Okay, so it turns out that 2, this is middle click, so we want 3, I believe. And that jetpack force is not enough. Let's turn it to 250, maybe? Let's see how that goes. So now when we click middle click, yes, that's what we want. He's moving in the wrong direction, so we're going to change this to up. And now he goes up. So the camera movement should have been easy, but it's not. So we're going to save that till later. And we're going to say, first I want to change this to iOS. This doesn't really matter right now, but in order to get the proper screen ratio, I'm just going to do this real quick. Hopefully we have time to do that. And then we'll go over here and we'll say portrait, because it would be a portrait game. Decrease the size of our player here. Alright, this is a little distracting. It's a little bit... Alright, I like that better. Okay, so now what we're going to need to do is spawn in the obstacles. So we're going to say spawn obstacles. I don't know if I spelled that right, but that's okay. Let's make our spike object. We'll make it around this big. No, a little bit smaller. and we'll say that we want a collider on here. And we want a collider on our player as well, so we can tell when they hit each other. Let's just change the size of this a little bit. Like that. And then we'll go to the spike ball. That collider's okay. And we'll make a tag for this and call it spike ball. And then we'll go to our player and we'll say on trigger enter 2D if the collision dot tag is equal to spike ball, which we just named it, then we'll destroy this object. So when you hit it, the player will get destroyed. And since I said on trigger enter rather than on collision, we're gonna make that a trigger. I don't know if that's the best idea for now, but that's what we'll do. So let's see what we have so far. So we can rotate and we can go in, and then you see we just shot into this, so we died. Let's turn the rotation up a little bit. We'll make a new public float rot speed for rotation speed, and we had it at 5. We're gonna want that at like 50 maybe. We'll put this variable here so we can change it here and it'll change down there. And we made it public, so now we can change it in here too. As you can see, it's now here. So now let's see how fast we can actually rotate. That's still a little bit slow. Because how I want this game to go is you can only rotate one way, so if you miss your rotation, you're going to have to go all the way around again. It just makes the game a little bit more challenging. Alright, this is a little bit annoying to play to test. Space. So we actually just hit 20 minutes, which is not very good. Let's see what we got in 20 minutes, and I'll probably, maybe this will be like a 1 hour challenge, because I want to be able to do this. Space is unknown. Well, let's just change that to what it was before the timer hit. And we'll see what we got so far. So we can rotate the player and we can go up. And if we hit the spike ball, then we're gonna die. We didn't get very far at all. So I think I'm gonna change this to a 1 hour challenge. I'm gonna take off my hoodie. And we're gonna have to move a little bit faster. So let's put 40 minutes on the clock. Alright. So we have 40 minutes here. And we're gonna click start. Alright. Let's move a little bit faster this time. So we're gonna need a game controller, which is just an empty object, and then we didn't actually get to see if this worked. because we didn't add it in. We should probably make a prefabs folder. So now we can make copies of this ball. And we'll just put that in there. Let's try and click play, see what happens. So it's spawning them, but it's spawning them all the way over here for some reason. Why is it doing that? So you can see it's spawning all these balls, but we want it on top of here and it's going over here. So that probably means that I have the X and Y axis mixed up here. Which I don't think I do have it mixed up, but let's do that and see what it looks like. I honestly at this point might just name the video creating a game in one session. Because I have with this many mistakes, I don't know how long it's going to take me. Let's click on the player and then click play. Oh, there we go. So that's kind of what we wanted. Actually playing this game is a little bit hard. I think it's because everything's a little bit too big. So let's just make this guy a lot smaller. Make the spikes a lot smaller. Alright, let's see. I'll also make that a prefab just in case anything happens. This game is actually really hard. Am I... Okay. Oh my... Just use this sprite, which I didn't actually end up using in this main game. And we'll call this, we'll make a new tag and say this is a boost. And we'll call this boost. Let me rotate this too. So it faces up. This is actually a sprite. So we want it here. And we want this here. This needs a collider. Honestly, this might be something that you don't want to collect. So we'll say start, because it was already hard enough. Now, if you're going faster, it's not going to really help you out unless you're really good at the game. So what this is gonna do, yeah, so what this is gonna do is it's gonna allow us to change the jetpack force. So we'll say jetpack force plus equals 50, and it'll do it for this much time, and then after that much time it'll set it back to what it normally was. Alright, so now what we need to do is randomly spawn in the thing that we just created, the boost. So essentially what I've done here is every so often it spawns the spike, but then every 4 to 7 times a spike spawns, it's going to spawn a power-up instead of a spike. For testing purposes, let's narrow that down. And let's see how that goes. So now we want to remove this boost and put it in there. Let's save just in case. And then press play. Let's grab the boost. Come on. Oh, there's another one. No. Oh, we didn't say to destroy it after we collect it, so let's do that. We'll just say destroy collision dot game object. So that'll just destroy the object that we collided with, which will be the boost. Let's see how that goes. Bro, this game's hard. Oh, come on. I need to test out if it works, but I can't get to it. Another thing I want to do is add a particle system. And then whenever we hit space, we'll just say ps.play. Alright. So now, when we click, so first thing I notice is that we want world here probably, and we want that checked off. That's perfect. Obviously the color could be a little bit different. Let me see if I have a white sprite here. Meaning, we'll get some cooler smoke particles. So it didn't look like that worked actually. Let's see why. For some reason, the collider was not on it. Okay, so now it has a collider. Apply. Now it should work. Not having a collider on it would explain why it wasn't working. If you go below the camera, we're going to want to kill the player. Oh yeah, so what we're testing is if we go below the camera, the player's gone, we died. Alright, this needs to be turned into a trigger. And let's see how much time we have. We have 11 minutes left, so that means that we can create another scene. I mean, I don't know why I'm trying to make this look nicer. It really doesn't look good at all. This game looks really bad, but obviously if I made it into a real game, it would make it look good. Let's make sure this works. So we click play again. That's a good point. I need to reorganize this. Let's say open, do that. So now when we play, we get this, and then when we die, you can see our score here. If I made this an actual game, I would round the score up or down so you wouldn't have a bunch of decimal points. But you know, for just this test, I don't think it's that necessary. So how much time do we have left? We have around 4 minutes. I don't know if there's anything that... Okay, let me try doing this real quick. Let's see if we can do it in 4 minutes. It's a little distracting, but you know, it works. Okay, well, we have 1:45 left. I don't think there's anything else I'm gonna do with that time. But as you can see here, we have a little game with power. Jesus. Oh, 1:45. Come on. What's our Jetpack Force 2? So here we're just gonna say this is 1 and this is 1. 50 was obviously way too much. Alright. So now we have a minute left. Play it a few more times, make sure there's nothing else we want to do. Now we get the boost and we don't go crazy, but we go a little bit faster. So yeah, we were able to get some nice particle systems in here. We have a death scenario. We also have a little screen that lets us play again after we die, which will happen a lot. And you know, it's quite a cool little game. I don't know how I died right there. It's play one more time, see how high of a score we can get. So as you can see there, I didn't get that close to the spike, but I still died, and that's because I didn't have time to really go in and put the, there goes our timer. I didn't have time to really go in and change the colliders, so you have to hit it perfectly. But yeah, that was a fun little exercise, just trying to make a game in an hour. That's pretty cool. Obviously, it's not a good game at all, but it was fun to do. So uh, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please go check out the other game I'm working on, which is a lot better than this. Trust me. It's Sven's Adventure, based off of PewDiePie's Minecraft series. It's also an endless runner like this game would be. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace out.